Imagine being able to uncover digital secrets using nothing more than the internet, no expensive tools. No hacking, no illegal access to your brain, yoshti on open data. That's the power of OSINT, or open source intelligence. And if you're new to cybersecurity, OSINT is one of the best ways to start building real-world skills, while staying completely legal and ethical. In this video, we're going to explore 10 completely recent project ideas that you can start today, projects that will teach you how to think like an investigator, analyze data like a professional, and maybe even impress your future employers or clients. But first, let's set the stage. OSINT isn't about hacking systems or breaking into networks. It's about gathering publicly available information data that already exists online, on social media, in government databases, and across the open web, and turning that information into intelligence. Every piece of data tells a story, and with the right tools and mindset, you can connect the dots to uncover hidden relationships, digital footprints, and even potential security risks. Now, let us dive into the first project idea, one of the most practical ways to start sharpening your OSINT skills. Project 1. Mapping the digital footprint of a company. Start by choosing any medium-sized company, maybe a local business or a tech startup. Your goal is not to hack them, but to understand what information they unintentionally expose online. Search for their domain on tools like CRT, SH, or security trails to find public subdomains. Use LinkedIn to see which employees work there and what technologies they mention in their profiles. Look up metadata in PDF files on the company's website. Each clue paints a picture of the company's digital footprint. This project teaches you how attackers perform reconnaissance and helps you understand how to reduce exposure if you ever work in corporate security. All you need is curiosity, a browser, and patience. Project 2. Investigating a fake social media profile. Fake profiles are everywhere: scammers, catfishers, or impersonators. For this project, you can take any suspicious account and practice verifying if it's genuine. Use tools like Google Reverse Image Search or TinEye to track profile pictures. Analyze usernames across platforms using What's My Name app to find linked accounts. Check the language style, posting times, and followers to detect patterns. The goal isn't to expose anyone publicly. The goal is to learn digital forensics, pattern recognition, and critical thinking. You'll quickly discover how much can be learned just from open data. This project is especially powerful for people interested in social engineering and online deception analysis. Project 3. Analyzing data breach information legally. Data breaches are unfortunately common. But did you know you can analyze publicly disclosed breach data for research purposes? Websites like HaveIBeenPwned provide legal access to breach summaries. You can study which services are most frequently compromised, what types of passwords appear most often, and how old data leaks continue to circulate. Visualize patterns over time using free tools like Google Sheets or Power BI. This teaches you about data lifecycle, privacy, exposure, and how threat actors exploit old credentials. Just remember you're studying metadata, not downloading leaked personal information. The key is to understand the bigger security picture. Project 4. Tracking infrastructure using DNS and WAR data Everything on the Internet starts with a domain name. Learning to track how domains, IPs, and hosting providers relate to each other is a vital OSINT skill. You can use free tools like ViewDNS, Info, or Senses to find how different websites connect through shared IP addresses or hosting providers. For example, if several websites share the same DNS records or SSL certificates, they may belong to the same organization. By visualizing these relationships, you can build an infrastructure map. It is fascinating to see how much the web reveals about organizational networks, and it is completely public information. Project 5. Geolocating photos and videos. This is one of the most exciting OSINT projects. Take any photo that's publicly available, like a Twitter post, a Reddit image, or a YouTube video, and try to find out where it was taken. You can analyze shadows, signs, building shapes, and even vegetation to estimate location. Tools like Google Earth, Mapillary, and SunCalc are free and extremely powerful for geolocation work. This teaches you to think spatially, pay attention to tiny details, and combine multiple data sources. Many journalists and investigators use these exact techniques for fact-checking, breaking news, or verifying war footage. Project 6. Tracking cryptocurrency transactions. If you're interested in the intersection of OSINT and blockchain, this one is for you. Cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin are pseudonymous, not anonymous, which means transactions are public but not directly tied to names. You can pick a public wallet address, for example, from a charity or a known public entity, and visualize the transaction flow using free blockchain explorers like Blockchain, Calm, or Etherscan. You'll learn how to trace addresses, identify clusters, and understand how blockchain transparency works. Again, everything is public data. This project gives you a taste of forensic blockchain analysis without spending a cent. Project 7. Building a local threat intelligence dashboard. Imagine collecting all the public cybersecurity alerts, data breach, and threat reports. You can build your own OSINT dashboard using free APIs and data feeds. Tools like the Hive, MISP, or even a simple spreadsheet can aggregate data from RSS feeds, vulnerability databases, and security blogs. You'll learn to categorize information, detect emerging patterns, and summarize intelligence in a meaningful way. This project helps you understand the difference between raw data and actionable intelligence. Crucial skill for anyone who wants to work in cyber threat intelligence. Project 8. Monitoring dark web mentions legally. The dark web often sounds mysterious, but parts of it can be accessed safely and legally for research. There are open OSINT tools that aggregate dark web data from lawfully available sources. For example, AMIA indexes Tor websites safely. You can research how stolen data markets operate, what type of information circulates, and how threat actors advertise their services. Never interact with criminal content. The goal is awareness and pattern recognition. This project teaches you how to responsibly study threat ecosystems and recognize early signs of compromised data. Project 9. Identifying fake news and misinformation networks. Information warfare is one of the biggest security challenges of our time. For this project, analyze how a piece of viral misinformation spreads. Pick a false story that has been debunked and use tools like Hoaxy or CrowdTangle to map how it spread across social media. Track which accounts amplified it first, what hashtags were used, and how bots contributed. This project teaches you about information operations, narrative shaping, and the psychology of online influence. It's also a great way to understand the intersection of cybersecurity, sociology, and data science. Project 10. Building your personal OSINT portfolio. Finally, the most important project is your own OSINT journey. Document everything you learn. Create case studies from your previous 9 projects, write short blog posts, and visualize your findings. You can use GitHub, Notion, or MediaMall free platforms to publish your OSINT analyzers. When potential employers or collaborators see your work, they recognize that you not only understand OSINT tools but also know how to think like an analyst. Remember, documentation is the bridge between knowledge and recognition. So, let's recap the 10 projects one last time. Mapping digital footprints, investigating fake profiles, analyzing breach data, tracking infrastructure, geolocating images, following blockchain trails, building a threat intel dashboard, monitoring dark web mentions, studying misinformation networks, and finally, creating your personal OSINT portfolio. 10 free, completely legal, and beginner-friendly projects each one, building your skills and credibility. If you found value in this video, make sure to subscribe to King Tech, where we explore the real science behind cybersecurity, intelligence, and digital forensics. Every week, we uncover how the invisible side of the Internet really works and how you can use knowledge ethically to protect yourself and others. Remember, information is power, but wisdom is knowing how to use it responsibly. Stay curious, stay ethical, and I'll see you in the next deep dive.